All right. Well, good morning, everyone. This morning, I am speaking on how to have a mind like the sky, a mind as wide as the sky. We use the metaphor of the sky to symbolize what it is to be open and spacious. The sky is able to contain any kind of weather, right? And any kind of weather can exist in the sky, and it's not affected by the weather. And I especially love the night sky. This week, the moon has gone from a crescent moon, beautiful little crescent moon, to a gibbous moon, and our skies are clear again here. So it's been so beautiful to watch the moon each night. And on a clear night without any city lights, you can see such a vast array of stars. The other night I was out in the dark field and I was able to see the Milky Way. Look at our Milky Way. And if you have a really great space telescope, you can even see distant galaxies pretty up close, relatively up close. So a mind like the sky means a very spacious mind, an open mind, an unlimited mind, able to hold any kind of passing weather with no problem. There's a beautiful Tibetan meditation instruction that says, body like a mountain, breath like the wind, and mind like the sky. When we have a body like a mountain, our body is strong, it's grounded, it's rooted, it's stable. When we breathe like the wind, we breathe deeply, and that energy clears energy, right? It clears energy the way the wind carries the air, right? And the mind like the sky is a mind that's free from being stuck only in the smallness of our usual self-focused life or self-centered life. So when we rest our mind into this sense of open sky awareness, when a thought arises, it's like a cloud just drifts into the sky. A little white puffy cloud appears in the sky. That's a thought. And instead of forgetting that we're this vast sky and we get completely identified with just that little cloud, we can observe that thought, and we can observe that feeling, and we can observe that sensation, and we can observe that story. And maybe it's got a lot of emotion attached to it, and so it's a rain cloud, and it's going to hang around for a little bit. Well, we can allow that. We can allow moods, and we can allow the agitated energy, and we watch it. We watch it like we watch lightning in the sky. My brother and I went to a birthday party in Mount Shasta on Tuesday for a dear friend of mine, and we sat under this umbrella, and it started to just pour rain. It actually rained an inch in Mount Shasta. What a blessing. But we were getting closer and closer to the table. We were all under this one little umbrella. And then the lightning started, and so we were watching. Fortunately, it was far enough away. We felt safe, but we were watching this. We were watching this wild storm and feeling the energy of it. So we can notice when our own mood is stormy, and we can let it storm, but stay aware and know that storms pass. Storms come, they have a time, and they go. And in our meditation practice, the sky of the mind consciously notices the storm, and we grow our ability to keep spacious awareness in us and to mix in with the storminess, right? To mix that awareness in with the storminess. And that allows more peace to be there to calm the storm. Our practice really serves us when stormy times come, right? Does that make sense? We can't bypass stormy feelings. They're going to arise, right? Thoughts and moods. But we can not be so lost in them, and we can recover from them sooner. The Buddhists call this vast open nature of our mind our Buddha nature or our innate goodness. I really love that description for God or presence, innate goodness. And they say that innate goodness is free and wide open, unconstructed, and egoless. So this innate goodness is pure awareness and pure love. Um, we often bow to each other with a namaste greeting. And I like to think of, when we're bowing to someone, we're bowing to their innate goodness, and they're bowing to our innate goodness. And it's so important that we do encourage that and honor that and recognize that in each other. Now, I don't know about you, but I have been so excited about these images from this new James Webb Space Telescope. They have a Science Works here in Ashland, and they've featured it in this last week. These 5 big, gigantic images of space, and this new telescope is 100 times more powerful than the Hubble telescope, which was already so amazing. And one of the images that they released of these is of these 5 galaxies in one picture clustered together, and they named it Stephan's Quartet. Quintet. It's 5. Stephan's Quintet. And I believe Glenn has that picture, and he's going to share that image with us now. Look at that. Look at that. That's 5 galaxies right there in one image. That is so incredibly vast. When you look at that and you think, our galaxy, the Milky Way, has 100,000 million stars. Our galaxy has 100,000 million stars. So right now you're looking at 5 galaxies. That is an awful, awful lot of stars. All right, Glenn, thank you. That's fabulously wonderful. That's really neat to see. So, yeah, I mean that just really stretches the mind. How many planets? I love thinking about how, okay, 100,000 million stars in just our Milky Way galaxy, right? And our one star, our sun, has 9 planets. So how many planets might be in 5 galaxies? There is so much potential life out there. It's so exciting. It's so vast and so wondrous, truly to consider, right? I spoke a couple weeks ago on joy, and joy has cousins, and the cousins of joy are wonder and awe. Wonder and awe. We love to feel wonder. We love to feel awe. We love to have new adventures and new experiences and make new discoveries in our life. I remember a teaching from Ramtha that said, we're here to make known the unknown. We're here to make known the unknown. We are literally God, exploring creation from seemingly inside a human body and mind. It's really, really pretty awesome. And what gets us stuck? What gets us stuck in the mud, right? What gets us not feeling the awe is when we get caught up in and identified with a narrow world of me and my problems. It's one little tiny part of the brain that does that. It's the amygdala. It's made to focus on where there's a problem, to where there's danger, to where there's fear, where there's something to be concerned about. So it's so important. This is our evolution. Our evolution is that we stretch the mind open. And we have to stretch our mind the same way we have to stretch our body, right? When our body's tight, our range of motion is limited. Well, it's the same with the mind. When our mind is tight, our range of experiencing life is limited. It's tight. It's too narrow, right? So staying curious and being mindful of keeping our mind open like the sky helps us keep our little world of me and my problems in perspective, right? We realize that when we get caught up in ruminating about our world, this little world of myself, our mind stops expanding, you know. Of course, we have to attend to our world and whatever we're dealing with. But when we stop expanding, when we're not making known the unknown, then we're usually rehashing the mundane, right? The known, okay? And that's not where we create greater reality from, right? I recently read something that touched me by the poet Donna Faulds about the spiritual path. She wrote, "To take one step is courageous, but to stay on the path day after day, chasing the unknown and facing yet another fear, that is nothing short of grace." I love that. I love that because life will bring us fear. It'll bring us something to be worried about, something to be scared of, right? This McKinney fire here is the biggest fire in California right now. It's just over the hill. But, it arrived last Friday and it was a bit scary. It was especially scary for my family that's very close to it. Fires will come, right? Floods, Kentucky, floods will come. Smoke comes, right? Life has its share of challenges for us all. But I am determined to stay on the path. And I know that you are determined to stay on the path. That's why you're here. We are students of truth, seekers of truth. We are here to find ourselves, our most infinite self, right? Our most unlimited true self. We are adventurers in consciousness, as Aurobindo says. And it takes courage to stay on the path day after day, chasing the unknown and facing yet another fear. Now, what I notice that happens on the path that gets us lost in the storm is that when something threatens our survival, right? When we feel that something threatens us and when we feel fear, when we feel unsafe, the survival part of the brain kicks in. When this fire started last Friday, I started getting stuff together. I had my overnight bag already in the car. And I called my family. It was much, much closer to them. They were much more concerned. And what I notice is the mind kind of shifts out of the wonder and awe and the joy that I try to cultivate as my normal, everyday, natural state. And then our mind, we fall out of the mind that's like the sky and we move into the mind that's like the smoke in the sky, or right, like the fog, and the mind that's locked into survival. That tends to be a cloudy mind, that's just surviving. And so that is right where our practice lies. Whatever is scaring us, whatever is we're up against that's most challenging, that's right where our practice lies. And of course we have to attend to survival. We have to do what we must do to remove ourselves from danger. But here's the thing, we can attend to survival without going unconscious and filling with despair, okay? Because when we go unconscious, our mind narrows and we're only focused on how bad things are. So our work is to stay conscious in a spacious mind, even when we're attending to survival kind of things. There's a scripture. This is really what my talk is based on. This scripture from the Buddha, so beautiful, that reads, "Develop a mind that is vast like space, where experiences both pleasant and unpleasant can appear and disappear without conflict, struggle, or harm. Rest in a mind like vast space." To me, the Buddha here is saying we can be like the sky, where bad weather and smoke from fires appear at times, and yet we don't struggle. We don't lose touch with presence, with awareness, with inner peace, and our innate goodness. And of course, we're all a work in progress, right? We all lose touch at times. My friend Chuck likes to tease me and say, "Oh, if your congregation could see you now." I have moments I totally lose my center, right? And so it's okay that we're human. We're going to lose our center, but the practice is how soon can we regain our center, right? How soon can we return to balance? Like my CD, I chose that title, Return to Love, because it'd be great if we could stay in love, but we fall out of love, we fall out of peace, and we have to return again and again. And so that's what staying on the path means. We keep returning, right? We're determined, we're committed. I noticed that the consciousness in me, curiously, I really noticed it this week with this fire, that the consciousness in me is very curious and it watches the creature in me. And the creature part of me, when that kicks into survival, which it does when there's a fire over the hill, it gets going. It gets going because we are part creature. This here thing right here that I'm inhabiting, this is a biological unit, right? And it's wired to survive, right? And it's wired to help our loved ones survive. And so the creature attends to survival. But we are more than creature. We are God. You and I and the Father are one. You and I and the Mother are one. And so the God that we are is having a grand adventure. I actually think the God that we are likes the fear. It's part of the play. It's like going to a haunted house. We like to be scared, So we can almost see the fear as part of the play, right? It's part of the discovery. It's part of the experience, right? But God is very sky-like, right? God is very sky-like, the spacious awareness that allows for all the weather and watches all the weather, but it's untouched by the weather. So with our spacious mind, with God consciousness, we can allow for experiences that require survival tactics, right? With climate change, we are feeling that more and more. But we can be in that and not forget God and not become lost in the creature. This is our work. And we turn our mind again and again towards an expansive state of consciousness. You've heard the saying that we're here to not just survive, but we're here to thrive. And so to thrive is to have adventures, and it's to discover our unlimited possibilities and potential. And what makes us discover that more than when we have a big challenge? Say we have a big challenge, something we need to heal, right? We have a big challenge with climate change. We are up to the task. I know we are. You know why being creative is so much fun? I love being creative. I love writing. I love writing talks. I love writing songs. Why writing a song or painting a new picture or building something? Why is that so much fun? Because we're creating something out of nothing, right? We're making the unknown known, right? The God in us loves to bring something out of nothing. And what makes life rich is to keep exploring our greater capacities, our greater realizations, our greater potential, our greater ability to love, our greater experience of love. So that's really the point of my talk today, is to encourage you to examine with curiosity what is the state of your mind, just in general, just throughout the day, after day after day. What is the state of your mind? If you're bored or if you're feeling unenamored of life, well, the mind likely needs stretching. Just like you go to the gym and stretch out. The mind needs stretching into creativity and curiosity and out of narrow views and thoughts about life. I marvel at the creativity in humans. I marvel at it. I love to watch humans in their creative mode. I marvel that humans created this amazing new telescope to where we can see trillions of galaxies that are unfolding. There are trillions of galaxies, and they're unfolding as we speak. In those NASA images, The one that's especially popular that you've probably seen, it's been on Facebook a lot, is the Carina Nebula. A friend of mine ordered that. He got this giant print and he put it on his wall. It takes up his whole wall. I think that's so wonderful just to have that window into the universe right there on your wall, reminding your mind to be like the sky. And that Carina Nebula, it looks like a beautiful nighttime image. It kind of looks like a mountaintop with sparkling, glittering stars, but it's actually what astronomers call it is a stellar nursery, a little star nursery where, well, a huge star nursery where new young stars are being formed and born. And so, and this Carina Nebula is in our Milky Way galaxy. So here's a thought to stretch your mind even more. Take a moment and consider, how we feel about our sun. Like our sun's shining. I can see it shining right out the window. Everything on this earth depends on our sun. We wake up because of our sun, right? I ate this delicious peach this morning thanks to the sun, right? Everything on this planet lives because of our star, our sun. And so that picture of the Carina Nebula, that's a whole bunch of new suns, a whole bunch of new suns being born, being created. This God that lights the stars, that creates stars, is birthing a whole bunch of new stars in that Carina Nebula. And that's just a little speck of sand. That picture is just a little speck of sand, like in the vastness of our universe, right? So to open our mind and ask, who does light the star? Who creates suns? Let me merge with that. Let me merge with that and release my worries and stay conscious of that. That's what we need more of, that wonder and that awe, that awesomeness. Instead of so much time ruminating, repeating the same old known thoughts, right? Problem thoughts. So to develop a mind that is infinitely vast, we can't think it, right? We can't really conceive of it in our rational mind, but we can rest into it. We can become it. In that Buddha scripture I read, he says, rest in a mind like vast sky. Rest. He doesn't say think in a mind like vast sky. Rest from the mind's survival mode, rest from the mind's ruminating mode, rest from your focus on problems. Be still, open up, and let wonder fill you. I remember one month I spent in India, in Kerala at Ama's ashram. It's right on the Indian Ocean. And so, we would do hours and hours of meditation and chanting and seva. But I would, every chance I got, slip away to the ocean. It was like a 10-minute walk, and I would just sit there and meditate. And my mind was already very spacious from so much practice. But I'd sit there and I would feel that meditation we just did, where I expanded out beyond my body, and that my mind was not just in my body, and that I would listen to the ocean lapping the shore, and I would feel that sound was inside of me. It was very real, very palpable feeling. And I recommend meditating this way, to meditate, to feel yourself beyond your body, to feel yourself as the space that holds a body, and the space that holds that, and the space that holds that. And so that all sounds are within you. All sensations are within this vaster you, right? That's what omnipresence means. God is omnipresent, everywhere present. And when we're God conscious, we experience that. And so the body becomes just this drop of water in the ocean that we are. And so when I sit and contemplate that our planets exist in one galaxy that has another 100,000 million suns besides the one shining this morning on my little patch of Earth, well, I am that, and you are that, well, we are that. You can't conceive it, but we can rest into it. And when we do, nothing seems as worrisome, not at all. It reminds me of a Hafiz poem that goes, pulling out the chair beneath your mind and watching you fall upon God. What else is there for Hafiz to do that is any fun in this world? I love that. You know, the mystic that Hafiz is, he wants you to forget your small world worries for a time. And so he pulls out the chair beneath your mind so you fall upon God. So you fall into an open mind as wide as the sky. You could say it's a practice of quieting our survival brain so we can fall upon God, fall into God, so we can fall into love and joy and wonder and awe. Hafiz writes, take one of my tears and stop weeping only for sadness, for there is so much more to this life than you now understand. And Joe Dispenza says the same thing, says it a little differently. He says, if you were to take your attention off your life and get beyond the memory of your life should turn into possibility. After all, if you focus on the known, you get the known. If you focus on the unknown, you create a possibility. Yeah, you open your mind like the sky and you are with God, you are God, and all things are possible. So in closing, I'd love you to just take one more moment and join me in just a brief meditation. Take a moment and just notice the breath, breathing in, let it fill your belly and your chest for a moment. And then as you exhale, just relaxing your body, scanning your body. And again, as you're breathing in, just see if you can notice the air that is just outside your skin, the skin of your body. And as you notice the air, then notice that space the air is in, the space that is around your body. And then feel the space that fills the room. And feel the parameters of the room, the spaciousness. And then feel the space outside the room, in the whole building. And then feel the space beyond the building. Feel the space of the trees and the earth. And sense the space even around this blue planet. And sense the vastness of this enormous Milky Way galaxy. And then just let yourself feel the vastness of space that all of space occupies in space. Let yourself feel that you are becoming no body, no one, no thing, nowhere and no time, becoming pure consciousness. Awareness in this endless space, this field where all possibilities exist, where your healing and highest good is available. Open and receive it. And now I invite you to return now. Just coming back, returning to your body. But feel this energy that you touch, that is unlimited, that has all possibility in it, the quantum field. Let yourself rest more in this freedom from fear, freedom from worry, freedom from ruminating and thinking. Bring back this new state of being and bless your body with a new mind. Bless your life and your challenges. Bless your soul. Bless the divine in you and give thanks. As you open your mind as wide as the sky, you open to your highest good possible. So when you're ready, opening your eyes and allowing the mind to focus outwardly, but retaining this expansive inner view. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for staying on the path. Thank you for being courageous and fearless. May you and all beings be filled with peace. May you and all beings have an open mind, an open heart, and may you be filled with wonder and joy and awe in each day. Thank you and bless you.
Thank you, Kat.